I walked up to Dr. Hoffman and at this DE seminar, and I said, I'm failing ninth quarter clinic. Can you help me? And he grabbed me by the arm, and we walked arm in arm all around the circle outside edge of the Galleria. And in that walk and in that conversation, he didn't just remind me, he taught me that I got to quit making it about me. I was making it all about me. I was making it all about the number. I got to get this many. He's like, forget the number, forget the, whatever curriculum, make it about the patient. Tell the patient the story, tell them the truth, and the rest is just going to happen. And I've carried that around for 40 years.
Hello, and welcome to Build Your Remarkable Practice podcast. This podcast is dedicated to chiropractors who are in the seasons of launching and building their practice. Join myself, Dr. Lona, and my co-host, Dr. Bobby, as we have conversations each week as it relates to building the practice of your dreams. And remember, you can have a remarkable practice as part of a remarkable life, not instead of one. We're here to lead you on the way.
All right, welcome back to the Build Your Remarkable Practice podcast. And I am here with a badass woman in chiropractic. I must say, she's always smiling, even if what she's talking about isn't always fun to deal with. And she has this magnetic energy. And what's probably most remarkable about her is like the passion she has for chiropractic. 39 years into practice. Is that right, Mary?
That is correct.
Okay, so Dr. Mary Frye, she has been working in chiropractic for quite some time, and I say on our masterminds that she's a new patient maven because the woman can create new patients out of thin air, I think. And so we're going to have a conversation about being attractive in your community and bringing those people into your space and doing it for decades, right?
Yeah,
that's so amazing, Mary.
And I'm planning another decade.
Yeah, that's awesome. And we were talking about like her passion and her vision for this. And so Mary, do you want to just tell us a little bit more about what gets you up in the morning?
Yeah, certainly. Just the passion for being able to tell one more person the truth about health and healing. And a lot of that just comes out of really getting frustrated and sad, like feeling the pain that people go through to not know the truth. Literally, people are, without us telling them the truth, they're just getting lied to. And I know that if somebody's on their knees praying for a solution to their health problem, then I know I got one more person to go get, one more person to go talk to. And so that's why I love doing it.
How did you arrive at that, where you just feel that so powerfully that it makes you get up and want to go tell people what about chiropractic?
Geez, I have to give some power to all that to my dad. My dad brought us up in chiropractic, so I grew up getting chiropractic care. My dad went to a chiropractor for his first time when I was 10, and he would have been 45-ish. He was hit by a car when he was 20 and lived for 20 years of his life in a back brace. And that somewhere along the line, and when in his mid 40s, somebody said, why don't you go try a chiropractor? And that chiropractor cared enough to not just fix my dad, because in a month's time, he was out of that back brace for the rest of his life. My dad lived to be 93 years old, played golf and drove a car till he was 90 and did not ever wear a back brace again. But more importantly, that chiropractor told my dad the truth about health and healing. And it gives me goosebumps to tell you the story, because if somebody didn't do that for my dad, not only would it not have affected all of us, I'm generationally, I'm a third in my generation chiropractor. And then my daughter is a chiropractor, makes chiropractor number 7 in our family. And I just can't even imagine what would happen had that chiropractor not had the compassion to tell the truth to my dad. Yeah. And so we changed the way we did health in the process. I remember going to the doctor before, we knew about chiropractic. And then afterwards, literally just growing up, having a whole different meaning and understanding of what health is. And I feel like every person needs to at least have the opportunity to know the truth so they can decide for themselves. Not everybody I'm going to tell that to is going to say yes to it. But, and when I tell somebody the truth and you see the light bulbs go off, that stuff juices me up, and I love it.
That's awesome. Right?
Yeah, it's too much fun.
And that is a powerful story about your dad. And I think those of us that intimately have stories like that, it's part of that awareness. Like, if I don't tell the truth, what if that person doesn't have that catalyst of change that my dad or my whoever got to experience? And so that knowledge of walking that out congruently in your practice keeps you going, right? Maybe that's why we're soul sisters here, because my grandfather was adjusted since he was a baby. And I remember thinking, whoever that chiropractor was that had influence on him, so that his lineage actually had chiropractic like it was normal, has no idea how much impact they made on our family lineage. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about how you go out and find these patients. So, what are some of your favorite ways that you're able to go out in the community, bring them across your message, and then get them into the office?
Yeah. Well, I will say that I'm not like big fancy, person that does a lot of big expensive fancy ways of going out and getting people. One of my most favorite ways at this point is to just go screen. What I love about going to screen is I have an audience of one-on-one that then I can teach somebody about chiropractic. And literally when I'm doing a screening, a lot of times people, and they teach you when you're doing screenings, is try to convince somebody to come over and have a health survey or something like that. And so many times people are like, no, no, no. And then I really most recently have enjoyed saying to people, do you know anything about chiropractic? Have you ever been? And I can't tell you how many times I have people tell me that they see a chiropractor, but then that description is really, they went twice in the last 5 years. And they never completely understood the truth about what chiropractic is. And when I'm in front of a nerve chart and I'm explaining how powerful that God built your body to be self-healing and self-regulating, and you are not born with a mistake of anything that doesn't work properly. You got your power running through your brain. Your body can heal from anything. And when I speak truth like that into somebody and I just see them get it, I do a doctor report twice every week with, our new patients, because that's part of our requirement coming in our office, and do it at screenings. And every single time there's somebody who just went, nobody's ever explained it to me like that before. Yeah. And it breaks my heart to know that if, we're a small portion of us that are out there telling the truth to people, there's too many that aren't doing it. And sometimes
or
for fear. Sometimes they're not doing it for fear of rejection about the whole thing, but we got to be tough. I teach, when I'm working with my staff, I teach them that when we're screening, your job is to get as many no's as you possibly can. Go out and collect no's.
Right. And you're going to get yeses in the other percentage. So.
Yeah. Yeah. If awesome. I'm not closing 15 people in 3 hours, and that's not a normal day for me.
Yeah. And getting to see inside your office, I believe that to be true. Yeah. Yeah. And okay, so someone's listening and they're saying, all right, I hadn't considered screening and from just this vantage point of just telling people the truth and getting to form connections one-on-one. So if I'm willing to do that, because sometimes screening is kind of a bad connotation of like, well, I don't want to chase people around with a sign, right? What would you tell them to go about and set up that first couple of screenings? What are you looking for? What type of events do you like to go to?
Yeah. Certainly any event that has, that you're allowed to just be in front of the public, and you want it to be busy. Sometimes we go to a craft event and then it's just not very well advertised. My favorite is to go to a gym, because you got already health conscious people at the gym. Right. But it could be a lot of different things. And then when you're talking to people, I don't want to try to pretend I'm not a chiropractor. I go out by, like, my display on the whole thing is I'm a chiropractor. because the first thing that's going to happen is people who don't want to talk to me are going to just keep going by. And I'm
Yep.
totally okay with that. As a matter of fact, some of those people you don't want to talk to, right? And there's a little bit of an art in knowing don't waste your time with some people
Yeah.
who want to give you their whole book of 45 surgeries they've had and stuff like that. But because we just right out there go, have you ever been to a chiropractor? Have you ever been to a chiropractor? They know that's what we do. And so then, there's no secret behind the whole thing of we'll either find out what are the things they're looking for that they need help with, or maybe they just never even heard of chiropractic. And then once I get them to understand what I do, then we just go, we're here because we're inviting people to come to the office. We're not here because we just want to talk to you at this screening, right? And so we make them the offer and let them choose to come or not come. But we, of course, collect the money while we're right there. I'm sure everybody knows to do that. Make the appointment while they're there.
Yes and no. I think like these detailed steps are helpful. And most importantly, Mary, your energy, the conviction around chiropractic, feeling like your hands are up, like I got nothing to hide. This is what I do. This is how I help people. And then just forming relationships
Yeah.
is what you're doing.
Yep. Yeah. And it's powerful for me because I just get to speak the truth. And they can either receive that or not receive that, but it's not really up to me. It's up to God. And when I give the power to God is going to make that connection. We sometimes will even just pray beforehand, like, who needs to hear what I have to say, whether I'm doing a class, a screening, a dinner. That's the same mantra is if it's no, it's not because of me. It's because God wasn't ready to change them yet.
Yes. And that's such a, maybe easier isn't the right way to say it, but I think you're not carrying so much weight on you. My job is to tell the truth as I know it.
Yeah.
And to share from the heart. And then to know that I'm not the one that does the healing. I do an educated, ability at communicating what I do and then putting the force in. Right. But the rest is up to this person's innate and to point God. And that's also how you become okay with whoever's in front of me is meant for me.
Yes.
I'm going to do my best to steward them, but I don't control them.
That's right.
So good. Yeah. Okay. So what else? When you think back on these 39 years that you started chiropractic at 6 years old, what else have you learned about attracting these people into the office?
Then people that do come into the office, some of the gold nuggets are turning those people into 10 more people, right? And so certainly making them understand that if you just understood everything I explained to you, then there's no reason you wouldn't have your kids come into the office or your family come into the office. As a matter of fact, my dad tells a story about, I always give the credit to my dad that he understood chiropractic and just went, wow, I got to go get all my kids. But the truth is, the chiropractor who got him out of the back brace said, if you don't bring your kids in next time you come, don't come back.
So that's some balls. That's
yes, exactly. I have to confess, I've never said that to anybody, but I just know that is what happened that made my dad actually do it. He was like, I was like, Dad, how did you know, like, to bring all this? Like, what made you decide? Because there's 5 of us kids. We all, 7 of us went to the chiropractor. And it was because the chiropractor said, I'd rather see your kids than continue to work on you because your kids need saving more than you do, right? That's super powerful. Yeah. So in that context, I certainly say, like, if you completely understand all this for you, it makes no sense to me that you wouldn't go and have your kids checked. I mean, you're not going to know unless we look and so many things. And as you're telling those stories or explaining that piece, whether it's in my doctor report or it's at a screening, people just start opening up as soon as you even suggest that there's something to look at in a child. And, when you really, and again, saying it with that compassion that this is the truth, there's nothing you can do to convince me it's not true. And you either believe it and hear it and receive it or, next.
Totally. I mean, the beauty of chiropractic is we work with the law of life. So
Yes.
there is this element of like, I'm rooted in this. I'm not going to change on this. You can come in now, you could come later. I'm going to tell you the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Mm-hmm.
my closing line on my doctor report is you either spend time and money now or spend
Mm-hmm.
time and money later. Proactive
It'll just
works
be more.
better than
Yeah.
reactive.
Yeah. True.
Hmm.
Okay. Yes. And I know on one of our calls, Mary, you shared a way
Did I handle what?
that you handle referral cards.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Talk to us.
I have that on my note to talk about.
Mhm.
It was taught to me when I was a young practitioner, and it's 4 card Friday or 4 card Monday, depending on what day you decide to do it on. But that's the day that every patient gets 4 cards, and they receive those 4 cards and passing on to them the parable that, and I don't know if I'm going to quote the parable exactly perfect, that I'm giving you these 4 cards because somebody that you know that you're going to cross path with today needs our help and needs to understand what chiropractic can do for them. And I give you 4 cards because just like the Bible talks about planting a seed, 1 card is going to fall on sandy ground and not take root. Another one's going to fall in thorny ground and not plant there. Another one will be taken away by the wind. And the fourth one will be planted in firm soil that
Mhm.
can reproduce. And so we put the 4 out there. Kind of goes along with our collect as many no's as you can because not every
Mhm.
conversation you have is going to end perfectly. And I teach that to my patients even because when you have a patient who has a compassion for wanting to share that they don't have migraines anymore and they are just as frustrated, they feel that same thing we do when they're talking to their friends and they say, oh, chiropractor, oh,
Mhm.
all the negative stuff. I want to teach them that it's okay that they
Mhm.
tell their friend about chiropractic. And even if God doesn't use them in that moment, later on, God's going to use another person at another
Mhm.
time that then when they hear it a second or sometimes a 50-second time, they're going to
Mhm.
remember that you brought that up and then that's going to dawn on them to. So we don't know
Mhm.
when God's going to use what we pass around or spread or share with people, but he's going to use it for his glory for
Mhm.
sure.
I pick up that you stay playful about this and loose with it. And that stays exciting then versus it like frustration, like
Yeah.
such.
Yeah, it's not to say that 40 years of practice that there was
Mhm.
never the frustrating times for sure. Um, but because it just always goes back to doing what I love to do and that it is, to help other people. I think a lot of it, when I do start to feel some stress about practice, it's because I'm making it about me. As a matter of fact,
Mhm.
I've not shared this story with you before, but it just came to my memory that I growing up, or not just growing up in Michigan, but being a chiropractor in Michigan. Many people know the foundation of some of the principal chiropractors in the state of Michigan. One of my mentors was Dr. John Hoffman. And John Hoffman, when I was in chiropractic school, he's actually the guy that I listened to when I was 16 years old that I went, I want that. I want to do what that guy's doing.
Mhm.
And so I went to chiropractic school. And when I got in chiropractic school, I'm doing classes and stuff like that. And then I get into, at the time, it was ninth quarter. Who knows what it is now? When I was doing
Mhm.
outpatient stuff. So I'm like trying to recruit patients. And I grew up getting adjusted. I love chiropractic. And I decided when I was 16, I was committed to being a chiropractor. In ninth quarter, I was failing clinic because I
Mhm.
couldn't get a new patient in my classroom, I
I
mean,
wouldn't believe it.
into the clinic. Couldn't get a one. And I was so stressed out. And at the time we would go to DE, which is Dynamic Essentials that Sid was having, right? And I was like a Sid baby. So I don't know why I was losing it in school, but I was. And of course you had this curriculum. You had to have so many. And I was pressured, like, I can't get any. I'm going to fail. And so I walked up to Dr. Hoffman and at this DE seminar, and I said, I'm failing ninth quarter clinic. Can you help me? And he grabbed me by the arm and we walked arm in arm all around the circle outside edge of the Galleria down in Georgia. And in that walk and in that conversation, he didn't just remind me, he taught me that I got to quit making it about me. I was making it all about me. I was making it all about the number. I got to get this many. He's like, forget the number, forget the, whatever curriculum, make it about the patient. Tell the patient the story, tell them the truth, and the rest is just going to happen. And I've carried that around for 40 years, that if any time I ever struggled in practice is because I started making it about me. It's not about us. It's about them.
Oof, Mary. So good.
Yeah. I'm
So
choking back
true.
tears remembering it, and so grateful for that opportunity to be able to walk with the big dogs. Used to do
So
that.
Mary, we're going to have you back on the
awesome.
show. I think we need about 5 more episodes, maybe 50, who knows. You have so much wisdom to share, and it's coming from this place of someone who's done it for so many years. And I'm telling you, it's so fun about it and totally energized.
Yeah.
So I'm just sitting here like, tell me more, Mary. How do we do this? How do we stay this? And I think from today, I'm like, not about you. And that root of conviction that you have that just lights up. That's attractive.
Amen.
You're amazing.
Thank you.
Sharing.
So sweet.
Yeah.
Thank you for asking me to share.
Yeah.
I feel like I do have a lot of information in my brain that if somebody would just let me dump it out, I'd love to pass it on.
Plan for the next one in about 4 weeks. We'll have you back on.
Sounds good.
Great.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. I will see you soon, Mary. We'll see you at all together too.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Hey everyone, please listen in for this next bonus interview of one of our remarkable success partners. They all help us help more people find the benefits of chiropractic. So listen on.
Welcome to Nadine Brunet from Platinum Systems. Here we are. We get another opportunity to talk with you guys. Thank you for being success partners with us. And I know we have a lot to talk about. The software space is very full in chiropractic, and each one brings its own unique things. I really want to highlight what Platinum Systems does well. So I'm just going to turn it over to you. First off, thank you again for being here. Thank you for speaking into our people. And whether this is on the CEO podcast or the Build podcast, I know that you have information for everybody. So tell us first thing, what is it about Platinum Systems that excites you the most?
Oh, I am with Platinum for over than 26 years. So I know very well the products, and the Platinum Cloud that is coming to the market in April 2026 is my baby. It's my baby. That is a system that would be a real revolution in the chiropractic industry. What is exciting, instead of connecting a lot of different tools, we have embedded in Platinum our own CRM payment platform, I would say the RCM. So everything is embedded in the core of Platinum Systems, so that make a huge difference for the chiropractors. We want to help the chiropractors to serve better their patients, deal with their patients, and not doing any technical things. Or if we can reduce their administrative tasks, that would be just perfect.
Okay, that's great. So April, the new product is being launched, and that's an all cloud-based system. Am I right on
Yes.
that? Great.
Yes.
It sounds like it's a one-stop shop. It's going to have all the things that a practice needs to be able to run smoothly.
That's right, including AI. So that's a new, I would say, favorite word in the market. So talking about AI, but it's real AI, it's agentic AI. So that is something that is new on the market. That's something that chiropractic, I would say, software don't use at the moment. So that's totally new. So I'm sure that the daughter will enjoy it.
Okay. Well, let's talk about agentic AI, because that is a term that gets thrown around a little bit. I'll be honest, I don't exactly know what the difference between agentic AI is and the typical AI that people use. So how are you guys going to deploy that within the software to help our practices?
So AI is a tool. Okay, we can say AI is a tool that we can use to improve the workflows, to get more speed to collect data, collect information. Agentic AI is going further than this. It becomes like an employee. It's something that can think about himself or himself. So we don't need to give comments. he's able just with few words. For example, if I say I want a list of my new patients, it will find a new patient, will take all the criteria that it needs to provide you what you're looking for. I want a list, I want a report, I want to send an SMS. So this is what agentic AI is doing. It's like an employee.
Okay. And it sounds like one of those things where once a practice learned how to use that, it could be a huge time saver and
Oh,
therefore
yes,
money saver as well.
that is right. That is right. Yes.
That's
And
great.
that's a goal.
Yeah. Okay, excellent. Maybe for, there are people on the line who are current platinum users. There are people on the line who are in their own software, but maybe aren't the happiest with that particular software. Let's speak to both of those. Like, what is it that the new product is going to bring? Maybe start with, for folks who already have platinum, that's going to be a huge step in the right direction. And then let's also talk about, like, if you are looking to switch, this is one of the things I know that prevents docs from switching is, like, it's a lot of brain damage to go from one system to another. How is Platinum working on that?
Yes, I would say for the current customers of Platinum system, we transfer all the data. So basically, we get the data, let's say on Friday, on Monday, they're ready to go. We keep the same, I would say, minding behind the scenes. So they don't need to relearn all the processes. It's like, you just change the shoes that you have and you know what to do right away. It's simple. We improve a lot of features that, for example, treatment plans. If I talk about treatment plans, so you can have multiple concurrent treatment plans. You can have treatment plans for PI and at the same time treating the patient for muscle therapy. So it's really simple to manage that. Multiple financial plan, integrated insurance eligibility verification. So we improve basically what was in the legacy system and we make it just better because we learned over the 25 past years, what was working. And we see that everything has improved over the time. So we wanted just to say you get something that is the same, but much better. For the new customers, basically we do also data transfer. So it's not something that is really complicated. And we try as our best to simplify their life. So we do the settings before they start using the system. So we have the CPT codes, we have the appointment code. So basically all the settings that they use in their legacy system, their current system can be transferred over. And so it's simple. So they don't need again to learn because we work a lot on the UI and UX to make sure that they don't need to be trained. So they can use the first, I would say, layers of the system with no training. And then after that, if they have things more complicated to do, we can just go over with them and show them. Just to give you an idea, when we were ready to start to do dry run with our Platinum system, the cloud versions, I give the tools to my employee and I told them, play with it. Get back to me if you have questions. And if you don't know how to do things, then they were able to do everything with no training.
Oh, wow.
So the training is there just if you need something that is more complicated, then we'll show you where to go to set up everything. I gave you an idea. For example, you can book your patients, but now you can link the appointment together. You can say, if I have that appointment code, I would like to build those services by default because I always forgot to build CPT codes. So that is layers that can be added after. But for the day-to-day, just to start and use what they have in their current system, they don't need training. So this is our goal to have, something that you just, put the gloves on your hands and that's a new system that you know how to use it.
Okay, great. I love it when we lower the barrier of entry, especially because we all have plenty happening in our practices. I think that is a huge barrier for switching software. Is we know that all of our team knows our current software and that all of the, we're going to need to learn the new one. And so making that as easy as possible, I think that's huge for sure. So when we look at return on investment, lots of times practices are already using a certain system and they already have their, certain fee that they're paying for that. When we look at return on investment, when you look at return on investment for switching to a system like the new Platinum system, what does that look like? How quickly can people expect to see a return and how big would they expect that return to be?
I would say there is no fee, okay, to do the installation, do the data transfer, the migration. So we waive all the fees because we know that it could be a barrier, and we understand that the teams also needs to learn the system, and they need help. They need us to take on our back, all the steps in the workflow to make sure that there is a good onboarding. We also have webinars. So usually when a client is ready, we offer to say, okay, would you like to start with a training, let's say once upon a time during the week. So we can start before. So when you are ready to go, you can be live. We do have right now a chiropractor that is using the system with the staff with no training.
Okay.
And with no training, and is going live next week. So this is one thing that when we talk on the return on investment, that it won't be costly, to make that switch. Now, because everything is integrated, you don't need to pay for systems that are not integrated. That is a huge cost. We evaluate that if a clinic use all the tools that we have, on different shop, and connect everything, they will save with our system over than $1,000 per month.
Okay.
Uh, because we own, the CRM, we own the payment platform, we own everything. So we can lower, the fees to use all the services, and there is no cost also. When you integrate system, you need to double check, to verify, to validate. So you don't have to do that because everything is integrated. And our team at Platinum can support all the tools that we offer to our customers. So you have one place to call to get support, to get assistance. And also, we are flexible a lot. We have a lot of flexibility. So if you need something that is not in the system, we have a dev teams that is there to say, okay, let me change maybe this workflow for you. So then you will be more efficient, and then you will save at the end of the day money. If you save 2, 3, 5 seconds, on every single process that you do, at the end of the day, it's a lot of money that you save.
Sure. So the return comes from certainly saving on time and efficiency of internal processes, but also efficiency of subscriptions, it sounds like. Yeah.
Yes.
Great. So when you're looking at the software world, how do you guys feel about the future and how you've prepared this particular new system for the future? Because I think that's a factor in chiropractic software right now, is that several systems are getting antiquated. Several systems are trying to step up, but maybe talk just a little bit towards future proofing with what you've done with this system.
Basically, we take the decisions to launch a system a year after what we planned at the beginning. The reason why was because we wanted to implement AI. So that was the first thing. So, and we build a system having in mind that we need AI. So we need to have this structure that eventually, if AI is coming, we need to integrate it in all of our process. Also, we took the time to see what can be a barrier to someone that want to switch to Platinum, but they have to switch maybe with other product that they are using. And so we build a system with having that in mind, and having in mind also that the future would be AI. So we know in the future, maybe you won't need any interfaces, there will be a different way of working. So we already have Platinum 3.0 on the roadmap. So we know what is coming in about a year or two. So we are still we want to evolve with the project. We want to make the project even better and better, and follow the technology, because this is what will drive, a project that will be up to date in a year, 2 years, 3 years. And we are in the market for, I would say, over than 30 years.
Yeah.
So we are a company that was looking to the futures, and this is what we want. We intend to do also with 2.0. So 2.0 would be just one step toward 3.0. That would be just an amazing platform.
Okay. Great. I love it. Already thinking of the future and utilizing all your experience in the past in the industry to serve the current product as well. Okay, so if docs are like, all right, I got to jump on a call, I got to do a demo, I'm tired of my software, I really am looking forward to something that is more future proof, how do they get in touch with you?
Basically, they can call it Platinum System. And they can also, the best way would be just to go to our website, and then they can just book a demo. But We will have a new website that is coming next week. So we'll launch a new website with the new projects. So there will be a new trend. You will see that will be moved on. But you can send an email to sales at platinumsystem.com, or you can call at Platinum, or you have all the information on the website. And we have dedicated first people that are ready just to take your call and to drive you through the Platinum system, the new world, and give you a demo. And we'll also have, sandbox for people that want to try it and play with it before, going live. So we have all the tools in place and ready available for you.
Okay, great. So sales at platinumsystems.com. By the second week of April 2026, you'll have a new website that they can go on, or they can simply make a phone call.
Exactly.
Excellent. Thank you guys for being such great success partners. We always partner with people, with companies that are dedicated to the same mission that we are, which is to help more people,
Yes.
help more people. And as modern chiropractic offices, you have to have a software that serves your needs and serves your team and serves your people. So thank you for participating in that.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for the
You're
invitation.
welcome. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Build Your Remarkable Practice podcast. Remember, what the world needs now is chiropractic, and what chiropractic needs now is more successful chiropractors. If you like the podcast, please subscribe, share with your friends, and leave us a review. And if you'd like to connect with us personally, please click the links in the show notes to schedule a call.